Hi, this is Phil Hinton. It's sunny, we're in Vegas, and it can mean only one thing. Yes, we're here for CES 2009.
And I'm Chris Macadini. So stay with us for the next series of videos, and we're going to bring to you all the latest products coming out from all the major manufacturers over the coming year. Okay folks, we're at the stand from LG. We're looking at the LED screens from LG, the new ones, and Phil caught up with Michael from LG.
So Michael, you're going to tell us about this LED TV from LG. Now it's a little bit different to the competition, so maybe you can explain how you go about with the LED technology, the backlight technology.
Sure. Well, the benefit, basically what we did this year is we actually have a number of backlights situated on the back of the set, and the benefit you get from that is local dimming. You're familiar with local dimming?
Yeah.
Basically, we have just over 200 subfields. So let's say right here, here's a good example. This is dark right here. What we are able to do is locally dim that section so that this part can be dark, contrast can be enhanced, and over here you can get the benefit of the bright pop picture. That's really the benefit of the local dimming technology. That's why we don't use the edge technology, so you're allowed to do that.
Now, one thing about local dimming is when you get a really dark scene and something really light in the center, you get a halo effect.
Right.
What have you done to try and combat that effect?
We have what's called pixel compensation this year. So essentially that transition from one subfield to the next, it is smooth this year. Well, you mentioned it could be, you could kind of have some halo effect, you could get a little interference. Through the pixel compensation technology, we've overcome that problem.
Okay, well, it looks like a fantastic set. Do you think that LED backlights is the way forward before we get to the likes of OLED and so on?
I certainly hope so. The benefit of the LED technology is you can use those existing factories, so the cost should be low. It's a great step towards the OLED direction, and I look forward to it.
Thanks very much for your time, Mike.
Of course.
I'm standing in front of the LH55 from LG, and this TV has 200 Hz processing, which the company are really making a big thing of this year. In fact, motion control is a big thing at CES this year with all the manufacturers, and LG's flavour is the 200 Hz. Now they're running some demonstration material here between normal 50 or 60 Hz video, 120 Hz, and then we've got 240 Hz here. Obviously this will vary slightly when it comes to the UK because of the difference in our broadcast pictures. I have to say, it does look nice and smooth, but it does add artifacts into the picture as well. We are seeing quite a bit of edge enhancement round about the letters here, and the colours don't look fantastically well. But we've got to remember, this is a show floor, and it'll be interesting to see this set when it hits the UK sometime later this year. So we're still on the LG stand, and I'm with Chris here. Now Chris, like myself, you're ISF certified.
Yes, sir.
And LG go to some trouble to make sure that all their sets are ISF C3.
Exactly.
But you have a new toy in this model, so tell us about it.
We do. We have something called Picture Wizard. Now, Picture Wizard is going to be for the standard customer, the person who doesn't want or can't afford to have someone come out and professionally calibrate their TV, and it's going to give them a basic setup. So what it is when we go into the TV under Picture, you'll see Picture Wizard. Now, Picture Wizard, what it's going to do for you is basically kind of like buying a disc and putting it into your DVD player to do it, except for it's going to be a little bit better and a little bit easier because we can run through, and as you see, it's going to give you a picture here on the TV saying, this is where you're at, this is where you want to be, this is where you do not want to be on the outside. So it's going to be really easy, and it's going to run them through all the front panel controls of the TV. So you got your black level, contrast, then you're going to have, if I can reach it here, white level, then you have color. Now the nice thing about the TV now is we have a blue only mode, so that way the customer doesn't have to have the filters or anything like that. It's built right into the TV. Really simple, really easy. And again, it gives you all the things you need. Going to give you tint. It's going to give you sharpness. So all the things that you need in your front panel controls are right in the Picture Wizard. Really simple to use. And it's going to be, once you get done, they can set it for any input on the TV to make it extremely simple.
Now this is something that we always preach to our listeners, our viewers out there, is to go for calibration. And there's a lot that they can do initially when they buy their set to set it up correctly. So this is going to give them a really good head start before thinking about ISF.
Exactly. This is just a basic. This is going to be nothing near what an ISF certified technician can do for you. This would be like what we would start off with, but to get it fully integrated for your home atmosphere and for your viewing pleasure and for the equipment that you have it hooked up to, you really need to have an ISF certified technician come out and do that for you, because it's going to give you a much better picture for the atmosphere that you're in. And we do have additional settings within the TV to give you everything that you need. So once we go in under picture, and under our picture mode, we'll have something called Expert 1 and Expert 2. And if you see, they're already labeled ISF. So the customer will know and the technician will know when they come in what they're looking for. And when we go in, same front panel controls that we talked about with Picture Wizard, except for when we go down to Expert Control. Now this is where your technician will get in and really tweak the TV out to where it needs to be for the atmosphere that it's going to be sitting in. And we're going to give you some upwards to 25 to 30 additional controls for that technician to get in and set that TV up the way it really needs to be done.
Now, one thing about your sets in the UK last year was that they didn't come THX certified, but there was a preset there in expert mode which it got the colour gamut almost right to Rec 709, and the grayscale wasn't too bad. So how do you think that the new sets will perform in that?
Better than last year's. So we actually, on our cinema mode, is actually set to D65 standards. It's pre-calibrated out of the factory. And so our expert mode is very close to that already.
Well, all I can say is congratulations, LG.
Thank you very much.
You're definitely taking things in the right way.
You got beautiful sets, life's good.
Well, we're standing outside LG's fantastic 3D HD full 1080p home theatre setup. Sadly, we can't get to show you because it's just too busy. Everybody's into this sort of thing now. Imagine it full HD 3D in the home theatre environment. It's going to be fantastic. Just take my word for it.
Yeah, Chris is right. The crowds here are, well, probably about 6 or 7 deep now, and this is rather off-putting standing in front of them and doing a piece of the camera, believe me. But these specs, they do make a big difference. This is what works. It's a polarising filter that's on the specs. There's a polarizer filter on the screen of the PDP behind me. And it's a bit like what Sky HD showed us just before Christmas with their 3D TV experiment. Very much the same. The technology's here from LG, and it's going to be here this year. So stay tuned and find out more details on 3D TV as the technology progresses.
And of course the thing is, you haven't got to look like a fool wearing 3D specs at home. Watching your movies in 3D, you don't have to look stupid, you don't have to look geeky. Look at this, a fantastic 3D monitor behind me. Look at that now. Well folks, we've been talking about 3D home theatre with specs, without specs, but we've just seen it, a 3D projector screen. Oh my god, the projected image in full 3D. It is absolutely staggering, mind-blowing. Leaves are going over your head, your head's going back. Tracking these things is truly outstanding. You've seen the future, it is definitely 3D, without a doubt.
And that's all we've got time for from this episode from CES 2009. Join us again for more footage coming very soon.